Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Midoriya. Midoriya was now a pro hero, and the two of you were married, had your own place, and so you have known each other for a long while now. And you thought about things for a very long time. Midoriya thought about things as well. He thought about many of them. But most of all, he thought about one thing that plagued his mind often. Whether or not the two of you would ever have a child, an offspring, a family, besides the two of you. The idea often just took up space in his mind, circled back and through, and he didn't know what to make of it. But it stuck. And instead of going away, and the urge to ask you what you think about this could only grow and fester inside of him. He hoped that you think the same, or at the very least, have a concrete thought on this, so that to know he could just cancel it from his mind completely and never think about it again, and then he will never be upset about the possibility of this not ever happening. But he had to ask. He had to. And that's why, as nervous as he is, he went over to you one day, holding your hand gently in his own. Lion, I really want to ask you something. What is it, Izu? It seems a little bit important, so would you tell me? You say, tilting your head at him. And after some fidgeting and a little bit of just beating around the bush, he eventually told you, straight in the face. Lion, would you ever want a child with me? And you freeze, rightfully so, because that's not just a question that anyone asks at any time of day. So, you look at him, and you keep blinking, until you just clear your throat. Well, Izuku, that was quite surprising. But I think that maybe, he tilts his head, a little bit confused by your answer, and you nod, blushing as you looked away. I think maybe I would want that, but I'm not really sure. It's a lot, you know? And considering the two of us are pros, well, we need to think about it very clearly. We can't risk just doing this without no thought. He agreed with you. As much as he wanted a family with you, he wanted the child. And the possibility of just having one frightened him, but he wanted your future child, if there was any, to be okay. Because the two of you being pros was very risky. And he understood where you were coming from. But he was happy that you were thinking about this seriously as him, and that you did not tease him about it, because there are 100 other ways this could have gone. And he is definitely happy for this one. He's very patient with you as you think, and he does not rush you. He never wants to. After all, it's something very serious for the both of you, and you should respect that, just as he loves you and respects you. Bakugou, this may seem very uncharacteristic of him, and it is. Even he does not expect it. He does not expect his mind to go that way. He does not expect to want this in any way, and he does not expect to ask you about it. In fact, all of this is something he doesn't want. That's what he tells himself over and over. That's what he thinks. But the idea of having a child with you and having a family, it keeps coming to him. It keeps plaguing his mind in ways that he hates. He knew that he was not much of a family man, and he certainly did not indulge the idea. At least that was before. But he doesn't know what came over him either, and he hates it. Until he knows. There's no way that he is resisting this. So he may as well admit it, and go over to you, and tell you his true feelings. because it would be so much better than just acting like you can't acknowledge this. So, one day, while you're sitting doing absolutely nothing, he finds that it's a perfect time. Your mind is clear, and you're more likely to hear him out. And you're also a lot less likely to call him insane for what he's saying, because it sounds so weird coming from him. Oyan, I gotta talk to you. He tilted your head, a little bit confused, and then when he held your hand and looked in your eyes, you knew it was serious, because Katsuki did not usually do that. So, what is it? What's going on? It seems a little bit too important. And he nods. It's very important, Wayan. Too important. Wayan, I want you. I want to have a family with you. Children. Our own children. He says. And he notices that you look very stunned. And he understands that because a year ago, he would have never imagined himself saying that. So it sounds ridiculous. Absolutely. Even to his own ears. But he still wants to just tell you the truth of what he's feeling. And when you just sigh softly, shaking your head, and leaning in for a kiss, his heart melts and swells with relief. He's happy that you seem to be on the same page as him. Of course. Of course, Katsu, I would love that. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm really glad you're the one talking about this. Because I've thought about it a little bit too much. And I was always scared. I thought you would hate it. I really didn't think that you'd want anything of that sort with me. So I'm glad you think the same too. And of course he kisses you. Of course he tells you that you're very wrong. That he would love to have family with you. He would love to do just about anything as long as you're in it. And you realize that. Now you do. And you know there is a lot that the two of you are yet to enjoy together. And there are many more days to come for you to be able to do that.